Hello, my name is Michelle and welcome to episode 16 on clarity in meditation. Let's start with a 5-minute silent meditation practice to become more still and aware of our present experience. Just as it is, without judgment and without effort. And as we meditate, our mind becomes clear. I'll let us know when 5 minutes is completed and the theoretical part of the episode begins. So coming back to the episode teaching, and I start with a very brief recap on previous episodes. And all the while remaining present, alert and aware. So I recap because mental clarity is a natural byproduct of an awakened, relaxed, still, and open awareness. Topics we've discussed in previous episodes. And meditators often describe mental clarity as an experience of wakefulness and spaciousness, brightness and clarity. In episode 15, the previous episode, I spoke about how when the mind is awakened and illuminating, we can see reality clearly, exactly as it is, unmediated and unobscured by anything. And by illumination of mind, I mean a clear awareness of things as they are, a natural clarity of mind where you're fully aware and in direct contact with your momentary experience. I often describe the meditative state of mind like a still lake or a clear mirror that's crystal clear, reflecting things as they are. Everything, mental, emotional, sensorial, physical and spiritual things, come and go in and out of our awareness. They appear and disappear freely before the still, clear mind that is clearly reflecting things as they are. So clarity of mind is not about forcing an empty state of mind or fixating on a specific object of mind, such as stillness or clarity. Clarity of mind is the mind's natural, unhindered ability to experience reality as it is, free from the obstructions of thinking, judgment, and a self-centered ego. So to ensure quality control, in this episode, like in the previous episode, I stay close to the Dharma Drum Mountain Chan Buddhist teachings on clarity of mind to anchor my meditation research. In Chan Master Gogu's teaching, clarity of mind refers to the mind's natural ability to experience present reality exactly as it is. And he describes 3 progressive stages of clearing the mind, and he uses the clean window or clear window metaphor to describe these 3 stages. The first stage 1 is the dirty window, our ordinary, conditioned monkey mind, cluttered with mental events, anxieties, fantasies, memories, hopes, and daydreams. And usually we see reality through this dirty window that obscures and distorts everything that we perceive. Stage 2 is the clean window or clear window, our still awareness that wipes away wandering thoughts and clears our consciousness. So we are immediately and directly aware of present phenomena exactly as it is, undistorted, unhindered and unobscured by any personal, subjective distortions. So Chan Master Gogu points out that there is a subtle sense of self that is still looking at the clean window, still looking at the drama of our life on the screen. So stage 3 is no window, a selfless, enlightened state of consciousness that occurs when the window or the cinema screen of our life shatters and there's no separation between observer and the observed, between self and other. So stage 3, no window, is pointing at the clear window trap. So we can call stage 3 clear window trap, or we can add a stage 4 called clear window trap. It's a trap that many meditators mistake the clear window, the empty mind, for ultimate reality. And Gogu warns that reifying or holding on to the clear window of awareness becomes a new attachment for the ego. The ego is trying to be clear. The ego is trying to have a clear consciousness. But true clarity is not seeing through a clean window, but it's realizing that there is no window. And such a realization is an enlightened state of egolessness and non-self. Because there's no self there to be clear and experience clarity. The individual self has dropped away in fully enlightened states of consciousness. So that was the 3 stages of the clear window metaphor, or we could call it a clear window trap. And I'd now like to turn to the practice of meditation. And by practice, not a word I like to use, but practice is the word that is universally used by meditation teachers, and the word method is also used. So in Chan Buddhist meditation practice, or I would prefer to say in Chan Buddhist meditation experience, which is much more correct than the word practice. In meditation experience of just sitting without using a meditation method. The method of no method, just sitting, is known by other names in other Buddhist traditions, such as Shikantaza in Zen Buddhism, and settling the mind in its natural state in Tibetan Buddhism. And other phrases are used for this method or practice, or way of meditation, shall we say. The how of meditation. Other terms are shamatha, focus on the mind, taking the mind as the path, taking appearances and awareness as the path, and calm abiding, all these meditation ways of knowing how to meditate refer to a natural, selfless, non-attached, compassionate mind with a still awareness. So just sitting or just experiencing is avoiding chasing and grasping meditation experience. Hence the method of no method. Instead of trying, using a technique and a method, instead you just experience momentary phenomena as it is, without evaluating, judging, avoiding, denying, or trying to meditate. And it's through selflessness and non-attachment that clear awareness emerges naturally. So just sitting in meditation or settling the mind in its natural state of being is having no specific meditation method and naturally being clear. Of course, you probably will experience your sensations, feelings, thoughts, perceptions. You will probably experience and observe these, but you simply experience these as they are, and you don't evaluate or get attached to anything. Nothing is right or wrong. No phenomena or experience, perception, sensation, feeling, thought is more right or wrong, better or worse than any other, including clarity, openness, stillness. These are not evaluated or judged to be better or superior in any way to tension, sadness, dullness, drowsiness, etc. Another common metaphor used for the clear mind is the clear sky. The clear mind likened to a clear, cloudless sky. So although memories, thoughts, feelings, sensations, perceptions, etc., fantasies, worries, desires, hopes, fears, although these clouds pass through the sky, our awareness, our consciousness, our body The underlying awareness experiencing these phenomena is the sky itself that remains still and unaffected. It remains open and vast regardless of whatever phenomena is passing in and out of awareness. And the sun behind the clouds is also used as a metaphor to illustrate the true natural clarity of the mind and of one's true nature. Again, the clouds represent our perceptions, sensations, thoughts, emotions, the passing weather. The sky represents the openness and vastness of our awareness, which remains unaffected by the clouds. And the sun represents our true clear nature that is always present even when obscured by the clouds. Practicing meditation helps clear these clouds and allows the inherent clarity and brightness of one's true nature to shine through. In essence, through meditation, we dissipate the clouds, the obstacles in our hearts and minds that obscure our potential to truly experience reality as it is. So, the next part of this episode, I'm going to very briefly, perhaps a sentence for each, summarize the core components of mental clarity in meditation practice, or I should say, in meditation experience. Again, practice implies effort, and in the way I practice, it involves no effort, which is of paramount importance. So, clarity of mind in meditation then is a state of relaxed, awakened, open and still awareness. The mind is still open and free from distraction and grasping. The mind has not closed in any way, shape or form, and the mind is the awareness of the mind is unmoved. It's still. So a relaxed, awakened, open and still awareness is not a blank mind, because it has the capacity to reflect everything accurately and clearly, immediately as they arise and pass, without getting attached or entangled in any passing phenomena. So, taking that summary of the clear mind into consideration, I've come up with 10 core components of mental clarity. And the first, number 1, is stillness. Stillness of awareness enables the mind to have a still and sustained attention, to focus undivided and undisturbed attention on whatever mental events arise and pass in each moment. With stillness of awareness and without distraction, grasping, or getting carried away by anything. So stillness, we can say stillness of awareness and of body, as the stillness of the body is what supports the stillness of the awareness. Number 2, the second component of mental clarity is space. The bandwidth that you have available to process phenomena. Space is a core component because mental clarity is the result of mental space. We need light, but we also need space to delineate, differentiate, and identify phenomena. I haven't included time in this list, but presumably I could have added time as a core component. So when the mind is overwhelmed by thoughts, emotions, anxieties, mental clarity drops away because the mind is cluttered. By experiencing the space within our mind, we are decluttering the mind, and this creates space for clarity. So space and stillness provide a mental buffer that allows the mind to reflect phenomena, thoughts, feelings, sensations, perceptions, allows the mind to reflect phenomena clearly, exactly as they are, without reacting impulsively or getting entangled in anything. Number 3, the third key component of mental clarity is openness. an expansive and receptive state of awareness where you observe phenomena with compassion and without judgment. So both the heart and the mind are open. Rather than locking into a single focal point, the mind becomes a vast clear sky, letting experiences, phenomena arise and pass naturally. And maybe I can add that I feel openness is very closely intertwined, related with non-judgment and compassion. So we're truly allowing all phenomena and experience to be okay as it is. The fourth core component of mental clarity is the awakened mind that's natural within everyone and is intrinsically clear. It's a state of awareness or consciousness where we're not attached to anything, but in direct experiential contact with phenomena exactly as it is. The mind is awake, alert, and bright. And it is interested, it is involved, it is working, it is observing the mind with a keen interest in the phenomena arising and passing, but without grasping, attaching, appropriating, or identifying with any subjective mental states that come and go. So the awakened mind is awake and fully functioning. We are not sleeping when we are meditating. On the contrary, we are extremely awake. The fifth core component of mental clarity is awareness, the foundation of meditation. And it's the psychical act of knowing what is happening as it happens, without misperceiving, without distraction, without the habitual tendency of getting carried away with whatever comes and goes in the mind. Awareness is the consciousness that is present and still and vast and open, without grasping, without appropriating or attaching to anything. Simply aware and knowing in full consciousness what is occurring in each present moment and the next moment and the next moment. The sixth core component of mental clarity is attention, that acts as the input, the focus and input of the mind, whereas clarity is the output of the mind. Now, attention is more limited and focused, but there's no judgment here, and crucially, attention is needed because it's used in single-pointed awareness that precedes open awareness. It's used in single-pointed awareness to anchor still and concentrate the mind. And it's the stillness, the anchor, stillness and concentration, that is going to help prevent distraction, grasping, getting carried away by the clouds of the mind. Getting carried away by phenomena that clouds mental clarity. So the seventh core component of mental clarity is presence, the non-reactive, stable and solid state of awareness or consciousness. The state of consciousness of an anchored awareness. I'll repeat that. Presence is the state of consciousness of an anchored, still awareness, entirely functional in the present moment. Presence facilitates and enables the experiencing and observing of phenomena as it happens, without judging, without being distracted or getting caught or swept away. Without getting lost in the past or worrying about the future. So one's awareness is anchored in the present moment. It's not clinging to the past or the future, but simply experiencing life in each moment as it unfolds. Number 8, core component of mental clarity is non-attachment. The practice of observing your thoughts, emotions, sensations, perceptions, without clinging to anything or trying to push anything away or trying to make anything happen. Hence the method of no method. We're not attached to any technique, method, device, skill that's going to help us meditate. So non-attachment is about relinquishing the egotistic need to control your reality and your identity, to create your meditation. And non-attachment is allowing experience to unfold naturally on its own terms, in its own way and time, just as it is, without judgment. So the mind simply reflects things as they are, just as the passing weather, letting things come and go naturally and freely, rather than clinging on to anything. And number 9, core component of mental clarity is freedom. Freedom for me to speed up my voice, so this episode won't be longer than 60 minutes. Freedom is mental freedom in meditation that allows us to manage our experience, and remain resilient, open, without becoming distracted or overwhelmed. So much like openness, freedom is the power to let things be as they are, whatever it is. And number 10, core component of mental clarity, is brightness of mind in meditation, that refers to the heightened brightness, clarity, alertness, and mental lucidity of the mind, of the clear mind. So rather than the mind being sluggish and dull, a bright mind is vivid and highly receptive to present moment experience. Clearly and accurately reflective in a wonderful way. And number 11, and the final core component of mental clarity, I like that I've listed 11 being one of the many master numbers. So 11, the master number, is sharpness of mind, where the mind is working freely, effectively, efficiently, accurately, in a balanced and wholesome way. So, of course, sharpness of mind naturally is a part of clarity of mind. We experience with clarity and sharpness each phenomena. And our sharpened perception enables us to see things exactly as they are, unclouded, undistorted, undistracted. And perhaps I can add that that sharpness is also useful in non-attachment. So it's okay for one moment to finish and a brand new moment to be born, and for that moment to end and die, and a brand new moment and experience to be experienced. So in summary, the key components of mental clarity require, involve, and consist of these states of consciousness or states of awareness. States of mind that are a state of mind that is open, awakened, present, aware, attentive, free, selfless, spacious, still, bright, non-attached, sharp, and let me just add compassionate, because that's the lovely thing. So, there's 7 minutes left, and perhaps we can use this time for some meditation practice. To settle our body and mind in its natural state. A process of non-doing, of surrender, release, stepping out of the doing mode for a few minutes and dropping into pure being. Allowing the mind to settle into a state of ease and stillness. Not by effort, but by relinquishing all effort. So just sitting, and being present to all that occurs within this space, just experiencing. Naturally, the mind rests in the immediacy of the present moment experience. And naturally, the mind settles into a state of ease and stillness that naturally creates a bright, wakeful clarity. Noticing your momentary experience. And by that I include noticing your state of consciousness and state of awareness in any given moment. Noticing what it feels like to be present, awake, alert, aware. Noticing the clarity of your perception and experience. Okay, so coming to the close of this episode on clarity in meditation. Thank you for listening, and you're welcome to post comments and message me any questions. You're welcome to make a donation through my PayPal link on the website. You're also welcome to offer meditation topics for future episodes. So I look forward to teaching you again in the next episode. Bye for now.